Hello everybody, and welcome to News and Views for July the 18th, 2024. This weekend we're coming up on what tourism is calling Super Saturday in Neepawa. It has been highlighted actually as one of the top 10 tourist destinations for Manitoba this weekend. We are having several activities going on. You have Raft at Arts Forward, where they're going to have a artisan market, artist displays, public art production. They're going to have music. They're going to have a barbecue out there, a street party that's taking place at Arts Forward from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Following that is the postponed Canada Day festivities. Those are happening down at the Flats. Again, there's going to be plenty of music. There's going to be a town-wide scavenger hunt all day. There will be fireworks at dusk. And also, on Saturday is the Margaret Lawrence Home's annual garden party. This is a fundraiser for the Margaret Lawrence Home. It is a tour of art in the garden. Tickets are $20 available at Margaret Lawrence Home. Tours start at 9:30 a.m. and run until 3 p.m. So definitely want to get out to Neepawa and take part in all the festivities happening this Saturday. Now, for some past events that are on the show this week, we were down at Dairy Queen. They had their first open mic out on the patio there. This was hosted by Frozen Fire Studios, so we have some clips of that on the show and more that will air elsewhere in our schedule. As well, there was a tourist, Swiss with Settlement Services, did a Neepawa Heritage Sites visit. So we were invited on that tour along with them to learn more about some of the heritage sites in Neepawa. Again, we have some clips of that on the show today, and a longer version will appear elsewhere in the schedule. And finally, on Tuesday, we, along with probably a couple hundred other people, were down at an open house in Carberry. This was held by Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure. This was regarding the future of the intersection at Highway 1 and Highway 5, which has been the site of one particularly well-known accident last year, which took the lives of 17 people, but also several other accidents. It's considered a very dangerous intersection. So they're looking at the ways that people use the intersection, the ideas they have for its transformation. Several options have been put forward already, but no decision has been made. That decision will be made further down the line. So the open house was held to provide the information that has been gathered already from their safety report, and as well to get information from residents about what their thoughts are on that intersection. So we again have an interview and some clips of that on the show today. If you have anything that's going on, anything you have filmed, anything you would like us to know about, please do get in touch. You can reach us at 204-476-2639 or by email nactv@wcgwave.ca. Thanks for joining us and enjoy the show.
Okay, I'm going to do a song that was written by Bob Dylan, and it's nothing that I think that you would know that sounds like him. So anyway, it's called Man in the Long Black Coat. Crickets are chirping, the water is high. There's a soft cotton dress on the line hanging dry. Windows wide open, African trees bend over backwards in a hurricane breeze. Not a word of goodbye, not even no. She's gone with the man in a long black coat. Somebody seen him hanging around at the old dance hall on the outskirts of town. He looked into her eyes when she stopped him to ask if he wanted to dance. He had a face like a mask. Oh, somebody said from the Bible he quote, there was dust on the man, long black coat. Preacher was talking sermon he gave. He said every man's conscience is vile and depraved. You cannot depend on it to be your guide when it's you who must keep it satisfied. It ain't easy to swallow, it sticks in the throat. She gave her heart to the man in the long black coat. There are no mistakes in life, I've heard her say. It's true, sometimes you can see it that way. People don't live or die, people just float. She gave her heart to the man in the long black coat. Hi. The smoke on the water, it's been there since June. Tree trunks uprooted in the high crescent moon. Feel the pulse and vibration rumble in force. Someone is out there beating on a dead horse. To swallow, it sticks in the throat. She's gone with the man, long black coat. She's gone with the man in a long black coat. Thank you.
Started out down dirty road. We started out all alone, and the sun went down as I crossed the hill. The town lit up, the world got still. See me bow. I'm learning to fly high, but I ain't got wings. I'm coming down is the hardest I'm learning to fly high, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. I'm learning to fly high, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Something like that. So we're Turtle River Junction. We do host an open mic there that's been happening at the St. Rose Hotel, so keep an eye out there in Facebook or for posters and such, but that's something that's been starting to happen there too. So
Something more, need a little more than hopes and dreams. Get me out the door. Home and told me prophecy. Gotta put in that time. So as to keep on playing them strings, singing them songs. There's still near what I said. Can you tell me how to pass the test? Said you gotta keep on getting.
Good, that's what that is. And the ice cream.
It is called the Mackenzie Block. This two-story brick building on Hamilton Street in Neepawa was constructed in 1898 for veterinarian George Albert Mackenzie. He used the first floor as a horse hospital and the second floor as a residence for his family. It is presently, as of 2020, used as a physiotherapy and wellness center.
And it still is, right?
I think so.
Still a physio clinic.
So actually, this building across the street.
Yeah.
Can we just cross it?
Just faster.
So this section here with the red bricks is called the Empire Block. This two-story brick building on Hamilton Street in Neepawa was constructed around 1905 for the general merchantry of John Kerr and Company. And then we have the Roxy Theatre. It is one of the oldest operating theatrical venues in Manitoba. It was built in 1906 to replace an opera house that was destroyed by fire. It was used originally for live performances, dramas, concerts, lectures, and political rallies. One of its operators being Bertram Brooker from 1912 to 1913, and his brother Cecil Brooker. In 1936, the building was renovated into the Art Deco style by proprietor Leon Asper with architectural expertise from the firm of Green, Blankstein, and Russell. The theater has been operated by community volunteers since 1988 and has been community-owned since 1989. In 2006, the building became a municipally designed historic site.
Then,
One is the Neepawa Land Titles Building. This one-story red brick and limestone building on Hamilton Street in Neepawa was designed by provincial architect Samuel Cooper and built in 1906 at a cost of $20,000. As of 2014, much of the building remains remarkably intact, including the pressed tin ceiling, millwork, exterior and interior doors and vaults containing the original cabinetry, the storage of legal documents. Recent work has been done to supplement insulation on the basement's exterior walls, and plans exist for the replacement of exterior windows with more energy efficient ones. So I think, like, view-wise, this is one of the ones.
tapos ang dami. Tapos ang plastic. Alam niyo, ay, napos na? Nakuha na dahil mo. Nakuha na di ba?
So this is the Stony Creek School. It was established in December of 1881 and closed in 1950, being formally consolidated into Neepawa School in January of 1967. The building was moved to Neepawa in 1964, where it is displayed here at Lions River Bend Park. And a stone monument remains at its former site in the municipality of North Cypress, Langford. So the school used to be out in the country, but they brought it here so people can kind of enjoy and appreciate it. Yeah, and there is a stone monument at the former site in the RM, but I'm not exactly sure where that is.
So this one, the first one to be burned.
Yes, so James Graham homesteaded the graveyard property, and he was the very first person buried here in the Neepawa Cemetery.
So this is his land. 1877. So it's been here since 1980.
Oh wow, and he lived to be 99 years old.
Yeah. So
And
this
his
is
wife Catherine was 101. It's
99
amazing.
James. 101.
Especially for back then, right? Freestone is. Yeah, it would make sense age-wise if these were his kids.
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his and his wife's in the middle there.
And then John is the dad of James. Siguro tulo sila ka o duha ka ano ginagili. That's Margaret Loaded. These are the only one from Manitoba.
Okay, yeah, so Riverside Cemetery in Neepawa is home to the only burial site of a Titanic victim in Western Canada. It was 100 years ago today. No, I don't know when this article is written. That the ship sank after striking an iceberg, and local historian Cecil Pittman says it was such a disaster. When you start looking at the movies and documentaries, it creates a lot of interest to see the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. So Neepawa and surrounding area is also home to several victims who perished that fateful day. 21-year-old Leonard Hickman immigrated from England to Eden, Manitoba in 1908, and after 3 years of working on the Harold Honeyman farm, decided to return home to bring two of his brothers, Lewis and Stanley, back to Canada to work with him. Because the family actually thought this was his brother, Leonard, that was buried here, but then they later found out that it was actually Lewis. And there is a possibility that, it says that they were never recovered. They're probably still at sea. There's about 200 people that visit Neepawa each year to seek out this greenstone.
Well over 100 area residents attended an open house in Carberry on Tuesday evening, held by Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure, regarding the future of the intersection at PTH1 and PTH5. In January, the province released an in-service safety report regarding the intersection, which was the site of a deadly crash in 2023 that took the lives of 17 seniors and injured several others, and the open house presented an abridged version of that report. 3 options were recommended in the report, including a roundabout, a widened median, and a restricted crossing U-turn, or R-cut, but according to Dustin Boy, Executive Director of Highway Engineering Services with Manitoba Transportation, no options are off the table yet. We spoke with Boy at the open house about what they hope to learn from Carberry residents and what the next steps are in the future of the intersection. So we are here today in Carberry, Manitoba, which is the site of the intersection where there was that tragic crash last year, discussing options for what that intersection is going to look like in the future. Is that the intent of today?
The intent of today is actually more so just to listen. We're here at the first stage of this project, really just to hear what users of the facility have to say, how they interact with the intersection, and any considerations that our design team should take into account when they're developing options for a future stage of evaluation. That's what we're doing.
Okay, is there any new information here tonight that wasn't a part of the report that was released previously?
No, everything here was in the report. It's kind of a redacted, more easy to understand version of what was in the report, because the report was pretty technically heavy. But everything here was already publicized in the In-Service Road Safety Review that we released in early January.
Okay, so prior to this meeting, had you received any feedback from the public yet?
The only feedback we've really received was individual contact from members of the public, mostly to our minister or to our deputy minister, just seeking answers or wishing to comment on the project. So if anyone has the opportunity to come down to these public open houses, this really is one of the best venues to be able to deliver your comments to us.
And so as people go through here, they are delivering comments, or is it online? Is it in a comment box?
There are comment sheets that are here, but we do also offer an online comment sheet. It will be posted on Manitoba's project website after this public open house event, and it will remain open for a period of time for people to provide their comments to us.
Okay, and from what I understand, there are 3 options on the table. We aren't considering anything else.
Right now, we're considering options. Any option at this point. We have 3 options that were identified as very safe options in the In-Service Road Safety Review. It's what our Premier talked about in early January. Those options are up for evaluation, but there are other options that we could consider. So we'd like to hear more about how the public uses the intersection and those types of considerations, so that our design team can factor those into options development and future evaluation.
Right. I know a lot of what you're going to hear here is, I think, 2 things. People want an overpass, and people want the speed limit reduced. Are those 2 things that are still on the table?
We could consider that. It'll still go through evaluation criteria. The evaluation criteria will be more than just safety. There are other things that we need to consider. Things like cost, things like traffic operations, impacts to adjacent lands and accesses, environmental conditions. There are a number of factors that go into evaluating. So if those options are raised, they'll be put through the same sort of evaluation rigor as the other options will. And the best, most appropriate option will float to the top as the preferred solution.
I know a lot of people here today were kind of hoping for more of a town hall discussion about these options rather than sort of a come and go, leave your feedback. Is that going to be something that happens in the future?
That's possible. Right now, our preferred mode is an open house, just because of the scheduling nature of trying to get everybody in the room at the same time. But it's something that we could consider for future events.
Okay, and so when will people sort of hear the results of this and move on to the next stage?
Sorry?
When will people find out what the results of this input was, and when do we move on to the next stage of this process?
Right, so the online commentary sheet will be open for a period of time, and it'll take us some time to summarize all of the comments and provide sort of a what we heard report. That'll be released by Manitoba, and then we'll use that information to start developing our different evaluation, or our different options for evaluation. That'll be sometime it'll be sometime in the coming months.
Right. And so what kind of timeline are we looking at then for any kind of changes to be made at that intersection?
So the functional design process it's a pretty lengthy one, because we have this first stage. The second stage is evaluation of the options. The third stage is presentation of the preferred option. We should have a preferred option identified somewhere toward the end of the calendar year, around there. Our functional design report will be finalized in the early part of 2025, and then we'll enter the detailed design phase. This is where we'll create a contract, we'll create design drawings to be able to communicate how to build the infrastructure to a contractor. And that project will start probably in the late fall and finish off in 2026. So this intersection will be open in 2026.
All right, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.